All right, looks like we're waiting for Johanny and Melissa. Is that right? Are they here? All
Correct.
right. Oh, boy. Has anybody been over to Schlegel's? How realistic is that thing opening for this year? Not too good or what?
Do you think, Jeff, we ought to ask that because it's probably individuals are wondering, can we ask that at the administrative report?
Yeah, somebody can. Yeah, because I
Okay,
need to go swimming.
yeah. And I'm sure a lot of our young people, especially with this debilitating heat, need to, they are starting the Wacky Water Wednesdays, but that's not a replacement for swimming pools.
No, I used to
I
go,
agree.
when Schlegel's opened, I lived in Oak Brook and we used to go. We were one of the first people in line down there, me and my brothers, but we swam all the time. I think it was probably a quarter to get in, and we probably didn't even have that. So who knows what we did to get a quarter?
My concern is people swimming in the river.
Well, that's what's going to happen. A lot more people will swim in the river. Some that's okay, some not so much, especially if the river gets higher with a lot of rain. And so far it's been okay, but I spent many summer days in the river too, believe it or not. All right, so we do have Strat. Do we have Johanny in? Johanny. Don't see Johanny yet. We'll give her a minute and we'll get started. Okay, looks like we have everybody on board. Is everyone ready? Everyone's present? Is it Nilda? Is Nilda on board with us here?
No, I do not see her.
Oh boy.
And Abe is not connected yet.
All right, we'll give them both a minute and then we'll get started. If Nilda doesn't join us, somebody can certainly do the prayer for us this evening. All right, we're just waiting on Abe. All right, while we're waiting on Abe, since Nilda is not present with us, anybody volunteering for this evening's prayer?
I will, Jeff.
All right, Marcia. All right, I'm just gonna give Abe here another minute or two. Abe, no Abe. Okay, so we'll get started and hopefully Abe will catch up with us here shortly. Frankie, if you want to check in on him in a couple minutes, we certainly want to have him on board before the administrative report.
Okay.
So we'll get started as we. All right, welcome everyone to the regular business meeting of Reading City Council here on Monday, June 28th, 2021. We're going to open this evening's meeting with the invocation by Marcia Goodman Hinnershitz, and then we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. So, Marcia?
Okay, and if we can bow our heads, please. For all of you who are gathered here today, thank you, many and abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for sustenance and for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Thanks as well for the freedom to embrace you and the freedom to reject you. Thank you for loving us all so from the boundless and gracious nature. And I want to offer a special prayer for those that have faced challenges that our city has responded to, for those of us, or for those who do not have shelter to sleep in at night, for those of us who are challenged in many ways. I just want to be able to say that we need to continue to have our prayers for those individuals, that they may be able to find peace in life. Amen.
All right, thank you, Marcia. For those who can, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic
for which it
for which it
stands,
stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
all.
All right, thank you, everyone. Linda, when you're ready, can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Cepeda Freitas,
Here.
Ms. Goodman Hinnershitz,
Here.
Mr. Marmaru,
Here.
Ms. Reed,
Here.
Ms. Sahelnick, Ms. Ventura,
Here.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Here.
6 yeas, 6 present, 1 absent.
And Lucina has some obligations that she's made us aware of long ago, so she won't be here this evening, but we will welcome her back next week. We're going to move on now. We don't have any proclamations or presentations this evening, so we're going to move on to public comment. Linda, are our live speakers on board here this evening?
Yes, they are.
Both of them are?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so we have 2 speakers. I'm going to, before we introduce either one, I'm going to ask Councilwoman Donna Reed to please read our public comment guidelines.
Okay, just bear with me while I pull them up here. Due to the COVID-19 emergency declaration, the public is prohibited from attending the meeting. To attend the meeting, I'm sorry, the directions are there, excuse me. Public comments. Due to COVID-19, also known as coronavirus, public speaking requirements have been modified. Public comment can be offered by telephone or virtual meeting application by registering with the city clerk at 610-655-6205 by noon on the day of the business meeting, or writing through an email to council@readingpa.gov, or a letter mailed to the council office clearly marked public comment. Written public comment must be submitted by 5 p.m. the day of the meeting to allow time to distribute the comment submitted. The written comment will be read into the record. All remarks must be directed to council's body and not to any individual council member or public or elected or appointed official in attendance. Any comment that is personally offensive or impertinent will not be read into the record. Comments on agenda matters are limited to 15 minutes in length. The comments on non-agenda matters are limited to 3 minutes.
Okay, Donna, thank you. And Linda, could you introduce to me the first speaker?
Sure. Madeline Felix is registered to address council about parking meters on 9th Street.
All right, Madeline, good evening. You have up to 3 minutes. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Waltman. I come to the council on behalf of my neighborhood, which is the 300 block of North 9th Street. And recently, the city has installed parking meters, which have made it difficult for those of us that work at night or just work, period, and drive. It just makes it difficult for us to be able to, work, come home, and not have to worry about finding parking. My significant other and one of our neighbors have received parking tickets for parking meters and parking situations that we really shouldn't have to be dealing with. I read the legislation as to why the parking meters were being installed. And I can tell you from living in this neighborhood for almost 2 years now, that this residential area is that a residential area. We need parking. There's no businesses in the area that need the parking meters. Because anybody that patrons the businesses in this area live here. And it's getting to the point where parking authority agents are becoming rude and vulgar with residents. And it gets to the point that police have to be involved all the time. I have a large family. I don't want my children around all of this violence all the time over parking. So I'm here to ask on behalf of my neighborhood that you kindly please remove these parking meters and loosen up a bit on the parking restrictions.
Okay, so
Because it's not just hurting us, it's hurting everybody in the neighborhood. Because we're getting these tickets that we can't afford. We're getting violations that we can't afford, boots, things like that are just not necessary. We live here and we work hard, and this pandemic made it difficult for us to hold on to what we have. No, a lot of us don't have it to put money back into the city through these tickets.
okay, Madeline, we'll have a chance to respond briefly at the end of the comment period or at the end of the meeting. I do have a comment at the end of the comment period that I'll share with you. So if you can hold on for a moment, we'll get to that.
No problem.
We appreciate your comments. Linda, the next speaker.
The next speaker is Frank Salamone, and he's registered to speak about handicapped parking and noise.
Okay, Frank, good evening, sir. Welcome to the comment period. You have up to 3 minutes, and good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Frank Salamone, and I'm a complainant regarding my handicap parking bracket and handicap reserved space in front of my house. Being a 100% disabled veteran, like my wife was 100% disabled when she lost her footing in snow back in 1994 and had 3 back operations, I had to reserve parking space put in her place, thinking that she would live longer than I. Well, my wife passed in 2011, and I'm now the resident of the house with the reserved sign. I have a number of people that continue to park in my handicap spot when I'm out of the area. And when I'm out of the area, I'm normally going to the VA hospital up in Lebanon or up in Hershey. And when I come back, other people have parked in my space. There have been a number of handicap sign vehicles with their own individual handicap placards hanging from the windshield of the vehicle, which authorizes them to park their vehicle. However, when this law was written back in the early 1900s, it was written in the fact that anybody that had a handicap reserved parking space and sign, that space was for that resident of that house. And they also attached the name of the resident house address to that sign. Furthermore, when that sign was put up back in 1998, 99, and I still have the check stubs, it cost me $125 to pay the city of Reading to put that sign up. I never got reimbursed from the city of Reading. I never thought about it. But it is a step for me to sue the city when I have other people parking in my vehicle, in my parking space, and I can't park. There have been a number of times I had to walk from the bridge on Greenwich Street to my house here on the lower end of 559 Front Street. There were times when I had to park over there by Oley Street, Front and Oley, and walk back because there was no parking. Now, I don't know what the city has done other than taking this law and interpret it any way you want it as long as the state of Pennsylvania interprets it any way they want it. But the actual law itself specifies if you're a resident of that address and you have a handicap sign, that's reserved for that individual of that address. That is one of my problems. My other problem, this goes to the mayor, this goes to the Congresswoman O'Hallahan, and anybody that's representing the city of Reading in the congressional district have never come around and looked at the area. Behind my house, between Pear Street and Front Street, there used to be a chemical storage factory that was tore down. There's still a lot of lead-based items in the ground, and it's fenced off. Nobody had cleared that area of that lead-based items that caused people many, many problems. That's one area. The other area is out there where what used to be Glidden's Paintworks along Exeter Street between Front and Fifth. When Glidden had their big paint plant there. Nobody went out there to clear up the lead that's in the earth. I had a number of mayors come and go. I have a number of representatives for the state come and go. I have a number of representing First County from the Congress come and go, but nobody took steps to clear up that area, just like they did with Bernhardt's Dam.
So
Bernhardt's
Frank,
Dam is about 85–9% cleared, but it still has lead up in that area because of the batteries and the battery factories in that area that were manufacturing lead-based plates and batteries.
so Frank, I need to interrupt you, sir. So I just need you to
I
wrap
have
up.
just I have just concluded my complaint.
Thank you, Frank, for your input. And before I open up to council, if there's any immediate need to communicate any concerns, we can also do it at the end of the meeting. Madeline, I'm going to ask our city clerk, Linda, schedule during one of our upcoming workshops a meeting and invite you, and we'll have the director of the parking authority. I just think it's an issue we need to have our eyes on. I know their meters are new, and I think it's important for council to hear directly from you and from Nathan and what the workarounds may or may not be. You know what I mean? It's an important issue, I know, for your neighborhood, and we'll put it in an upcoming workshop meeting. So we will be inviting you to that meeting if Linda has your contact information.
Let me just add one more thing.
Frank, sorry, Frank. No, there are discussions on. I apologize.
This is very important because it has to do with fires.
Yeah, Frank.
4th of July is coming up, and fireworks are going to be left off in my neighborhood, left and right, not knowing what the police are doing about it. I'm alerting you now. Yeah, I'm being cut off, but I'm alerting you about the fireworks in the 500 block of Front Street, the 600 block of Front Street, the 600 block of Pear Street, the 500 block of Pear Street, as well as McKnight and Weiser Street. And
Okay, so Frank, I do need to.
Thank you. I'm done.
Yeah, we appreciate it, and we understand the fireworks issue. And I'm actually going to ask Linda to reach back to you and discuss the local law regarding the handicap parking. But we appreciate, first of all, we appreciate your service for our country, and we're well aware of the firework issue. So let us try to get our hands around that, please. All right, council. Any other need for any immediate response? As I stated, we're going to invite Madeline in on in a workshop with Nathan, so we can talk about that issue head on. Otherwise, it'll go nowhere, and we don't want to leave you sitting frustrated. So we'll see what the options may or may not be, Madeline, if that's fair. Okay. If there are no other comments, Marcia, go ahead.
Just to clarify, what we're voting on tonight does not have to do with the issue that she's concerned about. It just has to do with the area on North 9th Street that's near the fire station. Just so that there's an understanding that we're not taking action on that particular concern.
Yeah, meters were added, I think, to the first for 3 through 6, I believe. So you know, it may need some adjustments. We'll see what
Okay.
the discussion takes us. All right, council, if there's nothing else regarding public comment, thank you to both of our speakers. There is one letter to be read. That's right. I apologize. And Donna, you're going to read onto the record.
Yes, I'm going to try to, and with respect to Kevin McLean, who sent this in, this will be an abbreviated version of the letter because it is extremely lengthy. But I will try to summarize it as well as I can.
You have 3 minutes, Donna.
I'll speak quickly. This is from Kevin McLean, who is of 221 West Douglas Street, apartment 1C. He speaks to the needs that all healthy and all human beings need. Hits sort of how he starts out with this, and then he continues. Reading is full of individuals that don't have the capability to get safe housing and food. Their foundation for reaching a stable environment to grow into happy, productive adults is like the struggle to get out of quicksand. The harder you struggle, the faster you sink. Now he talks about conditions in his apartment building. We have no doorbells. The doors to the building are never secure, being propped open when the locks aren't jammed open. My apartment has no heat and a breeze that can drive temperatures under 50 degrees in the winter. Drug dealers have operated freely, and there have been at least 3 break-ins of dealers' apartments and 5 assaults that I know of, including one on me in the 2 years I've lived here. The authorities are providing no protection and discourage reports from being made at the onset, at least with me. Harassment law includes unnecessary behavior as an offense, but police claim they need physical contact to investigate the crime. However, I was charged with harassment without physical contact by Reading Police when I was attacked by a former landlord. I found there's nowhere to report non-physical harassment in Reading, depending on several prejudicial factors. Is it age? Is it my mental condition? Is it that I'm good at letting officers see my displeasure at their application of duty to uphold our laws? How can the city's statistics on crime be accurate or believable when certain crime reports are not even taken? I believe that allowing minor crimes to flourish leads to an attitude that if the authorities will investigate and charge for them, citizens will need to protect themselves. The city's building maintenance inspectors have failed to address major issues, take an inordinate amount of time to address problems, and then fail to follow through on resolutions, citing excuses that leave residents, tenants leaving in unhealthy conditions. With these just 2 departments, the lack of proper reporting and oversight allowed criminal activity against tenants and other property owners to go unabated. Trying to report these kind of incidents frustrate the city employees tasked with getting to what should be obvious solutions. Reading's charter contains clause for removing bad businesses that commit crimes. The process defined for removing the business is clear: to have the managing director investigate the crimes and revoke the privilege. Accusations of security deposit theft can be quelled by the landlord producing escrow or bond information as to where the tenant's money is. I do not believe he has them or hasn't delivered the information to his tenants. When every tenant has a security deposit stolen by landlords, tenants come up with extra security money to move away from bad landlords. This extra money could have been spent in local businesses to support communities instead of being extracted from those who can afford it the least. I've requested the permitting information for the apartments built in the basement for inspection data for over a week ago. I've reported the broken heater in my apartment and the floor getting soft spots as well. I've yet to hear any responses on that either. It appears to me the landlord's crimes are covered up by the city, and I have witnessed direct collusion to misrepresent the reports given to BMI without complete resolutions to any of my complaints. I complained about issues in September that were cited in the beginning of January that are still having an effect on my health and have not been addressed. I am a senior citizen and emotionally and physically disabled person with PTSD, depression, anxiety, and mobility problems. Though this situation is presently having a major effect on my ability to function, I am also highly sensitive to the plight of all tenants having their ability to reach self-actualization without the interference of bad landlords on housing security. I live with roaches, rodents, flies from the garbage, and have been attacked trying to keep the building secure. I need help from being homeless. Sincerely yours, Kevin.
Thank you, Donna, for the reading of those comments. We're going to move on, everyone, to the approval of our agenda and minutes. That includes the minutes from our June 14th regular meeting and the summations of discussion from the June 14th and June 21st committee of the whole meetings and the June 21st nominations committee meeting. Also, with the approval of our agenda and minutes will be the items listed under our consent agenda. The first item is an award of contract for the purchase of a 2021 Sewer Equipment of America combination sewer cleaner with hydrovac soft digging capability for the wastewater treatment plant from Golden Equipment Company, Mars, PA, for the total submitted price of $481,692.40. Golden Equipment is a sole distributor for Sewer Equipment of America and is a member of CoStars. The next item on the consent agenda is an award of contract authorizing the purchase of two 2023 Freightliner 108 SD plow/dump trucks from Berman Freightliner in Leesport, Pennsylvania, in the amount of $353,949.28. The next item is a resolution authorizing the solicitor to execute the forms accepting the repository bids submitted by the Parking Authority to the Berks County Tax Claim Office for the following properties: 818 Colvert Street, 428 through 438 Spring Garden Street, and 442 Rosenthal Street. The next item is a resolution authorizing the solicitor to execute the forms accepting the repository bid submitted to the Berks County Tax Claim Office for the following properties: 1400 Chester Street, 737 Neversink Alley, 735 Neversink Alley, 238 R Plum, 234 Hudson, 248 Wood Street, 641 Orange, 709 Neversink, and 735A Neversink Alley. The next item is a resolution authorizing the mayor and managing director to execute documents relating to the North Front Street PennDOT Greenlight Go grant agreement to receive the awarded funding for this project. The next item is a resolution authorizing the sewage planning module for 1711 Hampton Boulevard as the proposed connection complies with the allocations and other aspects of the provision of Chapter 94 of state statutes. And the final item under the consent agenda is a resolution authorizing the mayor and council to each appoint a representative to the America 250 PA Commission to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the United States and Pennsylvania's integral role in that event and the role of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. So those are the items, council, under the consent agenda, as well as the agenda itself and the minutes. If there are no objections, those items will stand as approved. Are there any objections at this time? If not, they stand as approved, and we will move on to the next item under our agenda, and that is the administrative report. We're going to welcome the Honorable Abe Amoros to the meeting. Good evening, Abe.
Good evening. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, good. I'm having difficulty with my audio here, so I am also hooked into my telephone.
We're getting some echo now, Abe. Yep.
Yeah.
Reverb, echo.
Is that any better?
Still echo.
Okay, how about now?
Still some echo.
All right, I'll
It's a
do
little
the best
better.
that I can.
Yeah, it's a little better. Well,
My apologies, folks. I don't know exactly what happened here. I know we're having some maintenance done internally, so it may be affecting it, but at any rate, I'll do the best I can. All right, first of all, the mayor had a police graduation ceremony. The Reading Police Academy is pleased to announce that 18 graduates came through the program on Friday. 3 were hired by the Reading Police Department. And on Saturday, the mayor also, folks, I can't compete with that. Thank you. On Saturday, the 26th, the mayor provided a commendation and remarks for the Freedom Center for Animal Life Saving. There was an official ribbon cutting ceremony for the Humane Pennsylvania Freedom Center for Animal Life Saving that day. And on Saturday, he was very pleased to present a certificate to Miss Teen 2020 and Miss Teen 2021. This year's recipient was Janessa Torres, who is a 10th grade student at Reading High School, who tragically lost both of her parents. And so we're very pleased that we're able to provide that honor for her. On the 27th, which was Sunday, the Reading Hill Climb took place. The mayor participated, where he waved the green starting flag and also provided remarks. And also on the 27th of June, the mayor participated in the Two Wheels Group annual memorial ride, where he provided brief comments. On the 28th, the mayor also provided a speech, which was today, and Councilwoman Donna Reed was also present, where it was announced that the River Road extension being the first time in 16 years that we've had a road extension in the city of Reading, cost of $10 million with the collaboration of PennDOT and the Federal Highway Transportation Improvement Program. Under community development, the department has received confirmation from the Pennsylvania Department of Health and confirmation that the city of Reading will be approved as a subrecipient of a lead hazard reduction program. This program requires staff training, developing a list of qualified vendors, lead inspectors, and a temporary family relocation program prior to being certified as a lead risk assessor. In addition, the program budget will also allow for the remediation of 10 housing units per year. The department also presented on the topic of economic development in the city to Alvernia University's Board of Trustees and executive staff. On behalf of the mayor, the presentation focused on economic development and its impact on Collegetown campus and local businesses, where Alvernia opens its downtown campus this August. The CD Department's Property Maintenance Division also completed the following through May: 568 residential inspections, 71 sweep inspections, and over 2,800 notices of violation. The department also received notification from HUD that the city has passed the 20% threshold mark for the ESG CV spending, and the administration of these funds is in compliance with their guidelines. The fire department participated in the Juneteenth Community Family Barbecue event on Saturday, June 19th, and it took place in the 200 block of Walnut Street. And it was a tremendous success with the fire engine present as well, which is always a big hit. You're going to hear from Kimberly Talbot of the Human Relations Commission shortly, so I'll skip over HRC. And under library, the Reading Public Library launched Summer RPL on June 14th. The program will continue through August the 14th, and those interested can track their reading, earn points with Red Squared, and discover live stream performances and virtual programs. It's going to be a tremendous hit for children and teens. The Reading Police Department's Operation Ceasefire and other crime reduction initiatives continue to successfully assist in crime reduction in the city. And by the end of May, the following reductions were seen: 13.2% reduction in UCR Part 1 crimes compared to 2020, 21% reduction in UCR Part 1 crimes compared to 2019, and a 36.4% reduction in UCR Part 1 crimes compared to 2018. So as you can see, we're headed in the right direction, obviously. The current crime reduction trend is driven by the following: 36% reduction in non-fatal shootings, 30% reduction in robberies, 25% reduction in burglaries, 20% reduction in thefts. And the Public Works Department's River Road project was issued a construction contract notice to proceed, and the completion plan will be for 2023. Utility relocations are in progress. Public Works has also completed street paving on St. Bernardine Street, McClellan Street, and Museum Road. And after a subsurface investigation to detect any additional sinkholes, we're happy to announce no additional sinkhole activity was detected, and the paving on Penn Street can proceed. Public Works also reports that the 11th and Pike spray pad is running. The Pandora Park spray pad is currently operating, but requires further repair due to vandalism. The front and Schiller spray pad is not currently working due to repair parts that aren't needed. So that concludes my report, council members. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
All right, Abe, thank you for the report. We'll start off with Marcia.
Okay, first, I want to put out some thanks to the administration and various departments, starting with the Pagoda Hill climb. I was there on Saturday. Great appreciation to Public Works, the fire department, EMS, and the police department for being available as needed. I think you probably read in the Reading Eagle, the event was very successful, but there was a crash, but everything was taken care of in a very thoughtful way. So that issue was addressed. And I think the Public Works Department went out of its way to make sure that the areas were secured. I also wanted to thank the partners with the Reading Police Department, several social service agencies, including the Coalition to End Homelessness, Hope Rescue Mission, of course, the Council on Chemical Abuse, who did street outreach to individuals who are homeless or have other issues. And they really did a great job in a very compassionate way to be able to help those individuals to be able to be connected with. Unfortunately, we do have homeless folks living on Neversink Mountain and as well as Third and Spruce and other areas throughout the city. And I think that's going to continue over the summer, but it was just a yeoman's job to attend to that. One question I do have, and I think the public needs to know this, so we were updated at the Recreation Commission as far as the conditions of Schlegel Park or Pool and the possibilities of that opening this year.
Yeah, it's an excellent question, Counselor, one that I'm happy to try to answer. There is a part that has been ordered. It was on backlog due to COVID. That part will be shipped on July the 6th. Hopefully we'll get that by July the 8th or 9th, and we're awaiting word from the contractor as to whether or not the work will be completed in July, and we're crossing our fingers and hoping the very best for August, if possible. We will keep you informed on that, but I do know that the contractor has ordered the part and it will be coming in either the 8th or 9th of July.
Okay, and then because of that, I just think we need to be able to continue to work with the community to make available, like we do with Wacky Water Wednesday and with our spray parks, to help people cool down, but also to continue to educate about the dangers of swimming in the river and such that, you know, people will take risks in order to stay cool. And where many of us may have air conditioners in our home, a lot of folks don't have that, and it becomes unsafe with this heat. So I think we need to continue to work together with our partnering agencies and organizations to keep safe during this heat of summer. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any additional questions or comments, anyone? Okay, if not, thank you, Abe, for the report. We're going to move on to the report from our city auditor, and we're going to welcome Maria. Maria, good evening.
Sorry for that. Good evening. Thank you, Council President. The first item on my report tonight is the real estate transfer tax revenue as of May 31st, 2021. For the month of May of the current year, the city collected $447,710.27 in revenue for real estate transfer tax. And as of May 31st, 2021, a total of $3.4 million has already been received, which is 72% of total amount budgeted. During the first 5 months of the current year, a total of 1,037 transactions for real estate transfer tax has been completed, of which 879 transactions were taxable and 158 were not taxable transactions. The second line item is the earning income tax and earning income tax prior. For the current fiscal year, the city budgeted $20.2 million for earning income tax and earning income tax prior, and as of May 31st, 2021, the city has collected $8.9 million of total amount budgeted. The table below illustrates that the revenue collected for earning income tax this year is less by $528,122.62 compared to the revenue collected for the same period of time in 2020. The third line item is the user fee revenue or data as of May 31st, 2021. User fees is the revenue collected for the EMS services that the city provides to the community. For the current fiscal year, the city budgeted $3,900,500, and as of May 31st, 2021, the city has collected $1.4 million. At the last council meeting at the council meeting on March 31st, 2021, I stated that if the revenue, the user fees continue this trend for the remaining of this year, there is a probability that this line item could exceed a budget target for 2021. This is my report for tonight, and I'm open for any question that you may have. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Maria, for the report. Are there any comments or questions from members of council? If not, we appreciate the numbers and the trends that keep us apprised of where things are. Certainly, real estate transfer tax is doing well. If there's any shortcomings in EIT, we'll have to offset some of that, but we'll see how it plays out. Thank you, Maria, for the report.
One more thing, Jeff, Council President, the managing director just was talking about the River Road extension. And I just want to say that on June 16, 2021, the city have received $183,833.25 for the River Road extension. That's not on my report, but I find out today that we have received that money. And I just want to make that public. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, we are going to move on this evening, and we have with us Kimberly Talbot from the Human Relations Commission under reports from directors, boards, authorities, and commissions. For those that don't know, we got Kimberly's older brother, Mark, was just hired as the City of Hampton, Virginia. I believe Kimberly is a new police chief, so we had a chance at the beginning of the meeting, prior to the meeting, to congratulate him and pass on our good wishes. And I think all council members feel that way. And we hope she'll convey that message. And I know Kimberly has a busy job under the Human Relations Commission. So Kimberly, if you want to give us a high level overview of where things are, we would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you first for the well wishes for my brother, and I will definitely pass it on. So the HRC is very busy. We still have the rental assistance program because the moratorium was extended until July 31st. We have a total of 962 applications. 948 of those are for rental assistance. 626 of those have evictions. 236 do not. We have 14 applications for utility assistance, and we received 86 applications for county residents, so that we had to make referrals to Coalition to End Homelessness. In addition to all the other things we do with fair housing, equal employment, I still do the hardship program for Reading Area Water Authority, homelessness prevention. We do our outreach and education. And we participate with the Reading Eviction Prevention Project in Judge Butler's courtroom. I have been doing that every week since the beginning of September. It has been a resounding success. It is a wonderful program. We're actually going to expand it to another courtroom and have another attorney and another navigator in another courtroom. So the program will be expanding next year. And I'm very proud of that program. It has worked really very, very well. In regards to our rental assistance program, we have expended a little over probably $1 million, just a little over, total with all of our ESG COVID money and CDBG COVID money. So I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you, Kimberly, for the update. I'm going to open it up for any comments or questions from members of council.
Johanny has her hand up.
All right, Johanny, you're first.
Hi, Kim, and thank you for the amazing work that you do. You're always everywhere and go above and beyond. to the call of duty. So I appreciate your efforts and your dedication. I want to take this time to ask you, what are some of the needs of your department? Obviously, COVID impacted our community, to measures that I don't know if your department is always able to meet the demand. So I would love for you to tell this body what your needs are and how can we support and enhance the work that your department does.
Thank you, Johanny. So we are actually, it's more of a staffing issue, but thankfully, with our collaborations with like CareerLink and other bodies like that, we are able to get interns, just not on a consistent basis. So now we are getting, we didn't have any interns for a while, and now we're going to get like 4 at once. So it's sort of the ebb and flow of things that, makes us concerned, but Nilda and I handle it. We try to use our community resources as much as possible until we can get more interns in, which seems to be work for us. So it's more about staff.
What's your wish list? What's your ideal number of staff? Like your team should be X amount. If you would know off the top of your head what that number is, what would it be?
So this would not just be about rental assistance. If I had my wish list, I would like a full-time investigator and then a part-time person. So there would be 3 full-timers with myself and Nilda. So 1 other person and then a part-time person.
All right.
Thank you, Kim.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Marcia?
Yeah, and I want to reinforce what Johanny has said. When you look at us trying to prevent homelessness, you're in a real pivotal role. And as we talk about our concerns, I really believe we're looking at other funding being available through the Recovery Act. Would you see being able to fit into that picture as far as having sustainable positions to be able to do the work that needs to be done?
Definitely. So we have had initial discussions with Birth Coalition and Homelessness, the county, just to see, where we can fit in, how we can help one another. So yes, and we're expecting a rush on things because of the eviction moratorium ending in the end of July, which is why I'm so ready to get my interns on board, trained, because I know we're going to get hit really hard by the end of July. So yes, it would be good to have some consistent people. Interns, they only last for a certain period of time, but we make it work.
Okay, and I just want to commend you for using interns. However, I think we all in social services have the experience as interns are on their learning curve. And so they take a lot of your time to supervise, even though they might do good work. And I'm wondering, as we make other kinds of emergency procurements for like public works and other issues, that this is a real crisis time for the city as far as looking at the needs for people that have housing issues, employment and whatever. I think I would like to reach out to the administration and look at this as being also an emergency response, knowing that we probably could get federal funding to sustain this, but I don't feel we can let our guard down or put the responsibility on interns to do the work that professional staff need to be doing. I think interns can support that, but they shouldn't be the whole sole reliance. So thank you for being flexible for us in this time, but I hope we can come up with some other solutions.
Thank you.
Jeff?
Yes, Jack, go ahead, sir.
Kim, congratulations. You're doing an excellent job, and it's a pleasure dealing with somebody like you. I need a favor. When you talk to Mark, you tell him Strat congratulates him, and he's one member of the police department that I didn't want to see him leave, and he left. I wish he would have stayed here, because he brought a lot into this department, and they're still following some of his programs. And again, please congratulate him. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. I definitely will pass this on to him. He will be very proud to hear it. And we are proud as a family. So thank you very much.
Right.
Okay, any additional comments for Kim? All right, I think it's been well stated, Kim, very busy job. I've referred a few people to Kim over the years. In many cases, we've been able to help them. We're the eyes and ears of the community. We have to be aware of these resources and channel them in the right direction. So hopefully the people that need help can get the help. There's certainly a big need for help, of course, always. All right, thank you, Kim, for taking the time to be with us this evening. And we appreciate your continued hard work.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right. All right, Council, we're going to move on now to the ordinances for final passage. And the first ordinance this evening is Bill number 47-2021, authorizing an appropriations transfer of $241,000 from General Fund Rental Parking Authority to Capital Fund Public Works Parks to enable the construction of the Canal Street Skate Park. This was introduced at the May 24th regular meeting and tabled at the June 14th regular meeting. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. The body has had ample time to review this request. For the general public, this is a public-private partnership. There's some outside grants and other dollars are being contributed. The 800,000+ cost estimate at this point might go up a little bit and might require some additional support from the city. And I believe this will be partially managed by the Reading Rec Commission in conjunction with the Reading Skate Park Association. I don't want to get that wrong, but certainly we'll have access of a lot of city children as well. So a very important project. Are there any additional comments at this time? Go ahead, Marcia.
Okay, and I also want to thank Councilor Sahelnik for really helping to be able to move this forward and give the support that it needs. And I think it's very timely now that skateboarding is obviously a sport that's being recognized this year for the first year at the Olympics. And so that we have an Olympic team member who's from the city of Reading, who I hope Mario McCoy will be able to join us when there's the dedication, the groundbreaking for this skateboard park.
Yeah, and for the record, that's probably the only time we'll be at the skateboard park, at least me. I'm dangerous on a skateboard, but yeah, the old rule of thumb is keep the kids busy or they'll keep you busy, right? So anything we can do to help children stay occupied and young adults, it's not just children, the better off we are. Any other comments? Donna?
Yes, I've gotten some concerns from constituents that have expressed concerns about the amount of money that council will be voting on tonight. And I've, tried to speak with them about, especially in my area, we do have a county-run skateboard park at Stone Cliff, and I know how heavily that's used. The constituents' concerns that I heard were about the ongoing maintenance of this particular park, the quality of the park, which we all know is going to be excellent, and how the supervision is going to be down there in terms of nighttime use, illumination, maintenance, things like that. So perhaps the administration could speak to that, or the chief could speak to that, someone that might reassure those who are skeptical about skateboard park, which I believe in. I think it's going to be a real boon for the young adults, the children, anyone down that way to be able to have something like that in southern Indian City. So I don't know if Abe or someone could speak to those concerns.
Yeah, I don't know if they're prepared to speak to them this evening, Abe or Chief. Now, this is going to be managed by the Reading Rec Commission, correct?
Right.
I'm assuming there's going to be sufficient police patrols going through there, but access to
I understand constituents' concerns. In this
access to the
age.
park is going to be controlled. It's not going to be open-ended 24/7. So there will be a presence there. And, part of the responsibility too is maintaining this park moving forward. There is going to be an investment on the part of the city and others to keep something like this up to speed. You know, city government's about public safety first, but recreation feeds into public safety, because if you don't keep children occupied with positive things, you know, they end up doing the wrong things. And, you know, I think the investment here, and whoever mentioned Lucina was great, because she did spend a lot of time on this. We had asked the Rec Commission to give us an update in the near future as they feel relevant to the operations of the park, but I know I can speak for the chief and Abe that, you know, there'll be sufficient police patrols down there as necessary, so that there's always a presence. Are there any additional comments? Okay. Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Motion was made by Counselor Cepeda Freitas, seconded by Counselor Goodman Hintershitz, to enact Bill number 47, 2021, which authorizes a budget amendment in the amount of $241,000 for the Canal Street Skate Park. Ms. Cepeda Freitas?
Yes.
Ms. Goodman Hintershitz?
Yes.
Mr. Marmaru?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Ms. Ventura?
Yeah.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Yes.
6 yeas, no nays.
All right, our next ordinance this evening is Bill number 48-2021, restricting parking to maintain the requisite number of no parking signs along both sides of North 9th Street in the 11 and 1200 blocks as depicted on the parking drawing titled Exhibit A. The purpose is to comply with the conditions of PennDOT Highway Occupancy Permit Application number 238205 associated with the Marion Street Fire Station project. This was introduced at the May 24th regular meeting and tabled at the June 14th regular meeting. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. We had an opportunity to review this with our public works staff, and though there will be a net loss of a total of 3 spaces, there's going to be on-site parking of 10 spaces, which will keep you know, firefighters and visitors from having to park on the street, which is what they currently have to do. So in essence, we are saving spaces. And again, this is for public safety, not only for the fire trucks and their ability to get in and out of the station, but also for the traffic crossing their path as they need to do so. Are there any comments or questions at this point regarding this ordinance? All right, if not, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Motion was made by Counselor Marmaru, seconded by Counselor Goodman Hintershitz, to enact Bill number 48, 2021, which authorizes parking changes in the 1100 and 1200 block of North 9th Street. Ms. Goodman Hintershitz?
Yes.
Mr. Marmaru?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Ms. Ventura?
Yeah.
Ms. Cepeda Freitas?
Yes.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Yes.
6 yeas, no nays.
All right, our next ordinance is Bill number 49-2021, authorizing the total appropriations transfer of $294,336.75 from General Fund Rental Parking Authority to General Fund part-time wages in order to increase base pay to $15 for most part-time staff. This was introduced at the May 24th regular meeting and tabled at the June 14th regular meeting. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Are there any additional motions?
Yes, I'd like to move to amend the motion to be able to authorize the appropriations transfer of $195,055, and also to indicate that part of this reallocation is to correct budget funding of certain part-time positions.
Okay, so there's a motion. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, so it's been properly moved and seconded. The amendment again is just correcting the amount and also specifying that some of this was to correct some part-time positions that were not properly funded in the budget, and that will correct them as well. It's about 50,000 worth. So total $195,055 altogether. Any other comments on the amendment? All right, if not, Linda, can we have a roll call on the amendment, please?
Motion was made by Counselor Goodman Henschitz, seconded by Counselor Cepeda Freitas, to amend Bill number 49, 2021 by reducing the amount to $195,055 and make a budget correction for certain part-time positions. Mr. Marmaru,
Yes.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Ms. Ventura,
Yes.
Ms. Cepeda Freitas,
Yes.
Ms. Goodman Henschitz,
Yes.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Yes.
6 yeas, no nays.
Okay, the ordinance is on the table as amended. Before we vote on it, are there any additional comments? All right, council did a bunch of due diligence on this request. We had a presentation this evening from the administration. We thank you for the in-depth overview. And we'll ask Linda for a roll call, please.
Motion was made by Counselor Goodman Henschitz, seconded by Counselor Cepeda Freitas, to enact Bill number 49, 2021 as amended. Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Ms. Ventura,
Yes.
Ms. Cepeda Freitas,
Yes.
Ms. Goodman Henschitz,
Yes.
Mr. Marmaru,
Yes.
Strata, you saying something?
Am I
Mr.
getting through?
No, can you give me a yes or a no vote, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Waltman, President. Jeff, are you there? Oh, I think Jeff is having a connection problem.
There's a lot of moving parts for him.
The next moving part may who's going to be chairing the meeting.
Yeah. One back, Jeff.
Linda, am I coming through?
You are now.
Thank you.
Have you heard from Jeff? Do you know if he's coming back on, Linda?
No word yet. I'll shoot him a quick text.
Time to get back to the hall, guys.
Can't wait to get into chambers.
Well, we're going to be in the third floor conference room to start.
Good enough.
Okay.
As we're waiting, can we ask direction from the solicitor as far as how to handle the situation?
I'll have to look into that. I have no idea. So
Can we
let's-
move forward without? a
I'll start
council-
reviewing. I'll start reviewing quickly.
Okay, thank
I'm
you.
sure we can move forward. We could probably do a vote. I think you could take a short recess to
That
have a
makes sense.
volunteer and then vote amongst yourselves to appoint a temporary chair.
Jeff
Yeah,
is trying to reconnect.
Why don't we give him a minute or two, and then if not, we'll just take a small recess. If that makes sense.
Can I make a motion, Linda?
I don't know if
Oh,
we can,
Jeff is having power problems.
Well, can I make a motion, we appoint someone as acting chair till he gets back to us?
Hang on, I'm texting him the phone number.
yeah, he could call in.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Should we take like a short recess, Linda?
Sure.
Okay.
3 minutes?
So I make a motion that we take a 3-minute recess until Council President is back online.
I second that.
8:07.
I can call him too.
Okay, we can all go in silent. You can call him.
Ooh, help.
So everyone,
The devil. Okay, Jeff is in by telephone.
Yeah, I'm barely in, I'll tell you what. So I don't have any documents in front of me. I'm going to ask one of the council members, whoever would like to read the ordinances moving forward. Are we stuck at the last ordinance?
yeah, we
Jeff,
need
we're waiting for
to
your vote.
We just
Oh, you
need
don't want
your
to vote?
vote on, yeah, we need your vote on the appropriations transfer as amended. Bill 49.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
And-
So we have.
And I
6
apologize. We have
yeas,
some
no
kind
nays.
of we have a brownout going on here in my neighborhood. So there's like dim lights and that's it. So all right. So moving forward, somebody's going to need to read the ordinances if you don't mind.
I can volunteer to do that, Jeff. If that's okay with everyone.
That'd be great.
Okay, so we're at Bill 50 of 2021, authorizing the administration to enter into a 1-year intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the Reading School District with the option for subsequent 1-year renewals at both parties' written agreement regarding the collection, transportation, and processing of various recyclable items generated from the Reading School District effective July 1st, 2021.
Okay, is there a motion to move that forward?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
All right, been properly moved. Any comments? Anyone? I obviously can't see anybody, so just speak up if there are any comments. All right, if not, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Motion was made by Counselor Marmaru, seconded by Counselor Ventura to enact Bill number 50, 2021, which authorizes the administration to enter into a 1-year intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the Reading School District for recycling. Ms. Ventura,
Yeah.
Ms. Cepeda Freitas,
Yes.
Ms. Goodman Hintershitz,
Yes.
Mr. Marmaru,
Yes.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Yes.
6 yeas, no nays.
Okay, the body, I'll continue to read the ordinances.
please,
Okay.
just keep proceeding, please.
Okay, so Bill 51, 2021, authorizing a budget transfer within the wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $332,700 for employee training and development operational support tools, a manual for the optimization of a new treatment plant processes and funds to provide operational support and guidance related to current process control and upsets. Introduced at the June 14th regular meeting.
All right, is there a motion to move that forward?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, anyone? All right, if not, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Motion was made by Counselor Reed, seconded by Counselor Cepeda Freitas to enact Bill number 51, 2021, which authorizes a budget transfer for the wastewater treatment plant for operational procedures and training. Ms. Cepeda Freitas,
Yes.
Ms. Goodman Hintershitz,
Yes.
Mr. Marmaru,
Yes.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Ms. Ventura,
Yes.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Yes.
6 yeas, no nays.
Okay, Bill 52, 2021, setting the salary of the solicitor at $97,375 per annum, payable in equal bi-monthly installments or as otherwise provided by the ordinance, introduced at the June 14th regular meeting.
Okay, is there a motion to move that forward, please?
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded. Are there any comments? If there are no comments, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Motion was made by Counselor Marmaru, seconded by Counselor Goodman Hintershitz to enact Bill number 52, 2021, which sets the salary of the solicitor. Ms. Goodman Hintershitz,
Yes.
Mr. Marmaru,
Yes.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Ms. Ventura,
Yes.
Ms. Cepeda Freitas,
Yes.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Yes.
6 yeas, no nays.
Okay, we have Bill 53, 2021, authorizing a budget transfer of $260,000 from the 2021 Capital Public Work Pagoda Wall Repair to Capital Public Work Garage for a garage Class 8 and fire truck lifts and permanent hot water steam cleaning machine HOTC, allowing the replacement of a Class 8 lift and permanent steam cleaning machine HOTC for the Garage Fleet Division Public Works, introduced at the June 14th regular meeting.
All right, is there a motion to move that forward?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. Are there any comments? If there are no comments, then, yep, go ahead,
One more
Marcia.
comment, please.
Yep,
I just wanted to clarify, as I said at committee of the whole, that this does not preclude the wall repairs to the pagoda. And that also was confirmed by our Deputy Public Works Director that there is emergency work being done on the walls that doesn't interface with this allocation.
all right, are there any additional comments? If not, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Motion was made by Counselor Marmaru, seconded by Counselor Ventura, to enact Bill number 53, 2020, which authorizes a budget transfer for the city garage to purchase a steam cleaner for the trucks. Mr. Marmaru,
Yes.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Ms. Ventura,
Yes.
Ms. Cepeda Freitas,
Yes.
Ms. Goodman Hendershitz,
Yes.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Yes.
6 yeas, no nays.
All right, Marcia, if you don't mind moving on, I believe, to resolutions now.
We have introduction of new ordinances. Just
I
read-
apologize. Yep.
Okay, so A, ordinance amending the city code by adding a new chapter 433, public art, and to establish a process for the city to consider public art projects that will effectively enliven neighborhoods and create outcomes such as safety, livability, walkability, health, and economic development in city neighborhoods.
Okay, now there's one resolution we can do on its own, and then the other two we can combine, if you don't mind reading the first resolution.
Okay, Resolution 60, 2021, authorizing the submission a PennDOT permit application for driveways, warning sign devices, parking restrictions, and similar features and related PennDOT forms to secure a permit for 9th and Marion Fire Station, tabled at the June 14th regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded. Are there any comments? If not, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Motion was made by Counselor Marmaru, seconded by Counselor Reed, to adopt Resolution 60, 2021, which authorizes the submission of a PennDOT permit application for the 9th and Marion Fire Station. Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Ms. Ventura,
Yeah.
Ms. Cepeda Freitas,
Yes.
Ms. Goodman Hendershitz,
Yes.
Mr. Marmaru,
Yes.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Yes.
6 yeas, no nays.
Okay, council, if you don't mind, I'd like to combine the next two resolutions. If Marcia could read them, they're both appointments.
Okay. A resolution appointing Lynn Ann Bone to the Board of Health, and a resolution appointing Donald Snyder to the Plumbing Board.
So moved.
Second.
All right, they've been properly moved and seconded. Any comments?
Yes, we're getting some good ones here. Leanne knows what she's doing. She's coming well prepared to serve on the Board of Health. And Donald, he goes back a long time. He was a plumber, a good plumber, and he's well known in the community and in the county. And like I said, they're well-established people that belong on these boards. Thank you.
Okay, any additional comments, anyone? All right, if not, Linda, can we have a roll call, please?
Motion was made by Counselor Marmaru, seconded by Counselor Cepeda Freitas, to adopt Resolution 67 and 68, which make appointments to the city's boards. Ms. Ventura,
Yeah.
Ms. Cepeda Freitas,
Yes.
Ms. Goodman Hendershitz,
Oh, yes.
Mr. Marmaru,
Yes.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Waltman, President.
Yes.
6 yeas, no nays.
Okay, that brings us up to our final order of business, council comments. We'll open up the floor. I can't see anybody, so everybody's just going to have to regulate themselves here. Who would like to go first? Anybody?
Yeah.
Just to sort of reinforce things that were said during the administrative report, very active weekend in the city of Reading and all to the good. The Humane Society's new building is just rehabbed building and expanded is just wonderful for the treatment and adoption of animals. I know many of us were there. Marsha was there. I was there. The mayor was there. Lucine was there on Saturday. It's a great boon to the city of Reading, and certainly that area is really now sort of the humane road out there in that particular block of North 11th Street, and it certainly has enhanced the look of the area, plus the service to our furry friends, because we know that animals do an awful lot to make people feel better and to enhance families, which in turn enhances communities. So it's all to the good. And my congratulations to Carl Miner and to the board of the Humane Society and to the Giorgio family. Bella Giorgio was there for the ribbon cutting on Saturday morning. So our thanks to that family and their foundation for their generous support. Also today we had the River Road extension. Technically it wasn't a groundbreaking, but it was for show, it was the groundbreaking. But certainly it's good to see the PennDOT folks, County Representative and Commissioner Rivera, folks from the city. My thanks to Charlie Jones, who has been with us since 2005. We've been pushing for this and wanting to see it come to fruition, and finally it's happening. Jeff, I know you represent the district next to mine before you were council president. You certainly advocated for it as well. It will be a major boon to Northwest Reading, to both residential and commercial enhancement and economic development out there, the Dana Yards, the 50-acre site there, as well as pedestrian and vehicular safety with the expansion of the roads, the continuance of Lincoln Street through the old Windsor and River Playground. There will be green space in that playground, so there will be some passive area of recreation there, despite the traffic rehabbing or reconfigurations. And then finally, looking forward as soon as possible to RFPs being issued for the Dana site. I will be speaking with Mr. Latchett. I have some concerns regarding that particular parcel. So Fred, I will be reaching out to you privately to speak to you on the advice of Councilman or Council President Waldman. Again, some major concerns about the status of that site, development of that site, conversation. So I will speak with you and then it will be determined how we'll go forward. And finally, congratulations to Miss Team Reading, the dual Team Reading, Miss Team Reading 2020 and the Team Reading. Miss Team Reading 2021, as well as Little Miss Pennsylvania, who was adorable, adorable as day was long. And again, Marsha, myself, Council Vice President Helmack, were there to offer some commendations to supplement the mayor's commendations. So good weekend all around, and hope for continuing growth and prosperity and community advancement.
Okay, additional comments, anyone?
Jeff?
Yep. Go ahead,
Hey,
sir.
I've been asked by two people this week, in fact, no, on Saturday, to please announce tonight about the trash and recycling pickup with the holiday coming up, that we don't have trash all over the place like we did for the last holiday. In other words, with a holiday in this week, if your pickup date is a Tuesday, your trash will be picked up Wednesday. Just remember that, and we will have no problems. Thank you.
All right, additional comments, anyone?
Yeah, Jeff, this is Marsha. First of all, I just want to thank all my fellow counselors and all the different departments for making the events over this past weekend so successful. We're transitioning back into having more contact with people, and I think there's been a lot of respect shown. The Pagoda Hill Climb was probably the first huge event we've had since the reopening. And again, I express my thanks to the different departments at the administrative report. However, I would also ask the administration if it could issue a statement or a press release to explain to the public all the different work that's being done at the pagoda, because as we're reopening, people are probably wondering, why can't we go inside the pagoda? And there is major work being done on the walls, on the road, and in the near future, going to be some work done into the interior. So everything isn't going to be going back to normal on the top of the mountain until a lot of this much needed work's done. I just think because it's going to be work that the council is going to be considering and voting for in the near future, I think it's appropriate for some statement to be coming from the administration, just so the public understands. And also just a plea to the public to please respect the guards that have been put up there, to please not walk over the barriers. It's very hazardous at this point because the railings are being repaired and we just have to be all safety. We don't want anyone to be hurt, but the barriers have been put up there. We just need to have people respect. Thank you.
All right, additional comments, anyone?
Johanny here, Jeff. So first, thank you to the speakers, our concerned community members. I am grateful that people use this venue to express their concerns, and I hope that we listen, we acknowledge, and that we respond in the best way possible. I know lately there has been a lot of community conversations regarding contaminated land. So I mean, obviously we want to take that very serious. And I'm just interested in learning how we handle that. How do we respond to that? And how do we take care of that? Second, I just want to make an announcement that this Friday is First Friday Downtown Beer Garden on 5th and Penn. It's going to be every first Friday of the month here on out. And there'll be interactive art, regional bands and DJs, gourmet food trucks, and craft libations. So every first Friday from 5 to 10 at 5th and Penn. First one this Friday. Lastly, I want to wish everyone a happy and safe 4th of July, because it is happening this upcoming weekend. Please be safe. Please be considerate of your neighbors. Please be mindful. If you see something inappropriate, please say something, call it in, be respectful of your neighbors and considerate, and be safe above all things. And again, I wish everyone a safe and happy 4th of July. Thank you.
Okay, any additional comments?
One thing I forgot, Jeff, we have Wacky Water Wednesday coming up this Wednesday at 16th and Hawk from noon to 4. So it's been hot outside. The fire hydrants are going to be open under the supervision of the Water Authority and the fire department. They'll be done in a safe way. So we want to have only the Wacky Water Wednesdays occurring at the designated sites and people not touching the fire hydrants.
Okay, if there are no other comments, Marcy, just mind reading the meeting schedule for the next 2 weeks?
Sure, yeah. Okay, so Monday, July 5th, is closed for the 4th of July holiday. Tuesday, July 6th, nominations and appointment committee at 4 p.m., followed by the committee of the whole at 5 p.m. Monday, July the 12th, committee of the whole at 5 p.m., regular meeting immediately following committee of the whole. Tuesday, August the 10th, 2 conditional use hearings, group home and boarding house at 5 p.m. And Tuesday, August the 17th, 2 conditional use hearings, group home and boarding house, 5 p.m.
All right, if there is no other business at this time, we simply need a motion to adjourn.
You got it.
All right, we're adjourned, everyone. Have a great evening.
Take care, Jeff.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.